Okay, the lighting is really, really bad. And we do have a few notes to go over because the Vancouver Canucks have just defeated the Seattle Kraken with a score of not 5-2, but 5-1. Man, I was getting sick of all the 5-2 games, 5-2 wins, 5-2 losses. Every game, gosh darn it, it's 5-2. But this time around, 5-1, Thatcher, the Snatcher Demko going out here, coming out big and making a great performance. I, of course, am not in front of the microphone. I am in my car. There is volleyball going on right now. I told you all about this in the video earlier today, but my Friday night is indeed packed with a few activities, which is why I had to step out and record this video. Apologies for all the lighting errors. Everything looks kind of bad. If I'm over here, like there's a big shadow, it doesn't really look all too great. So we're going to keep the angle focused on this perspective. This is fine. Is it fine? It can't really get any better. So let's talk about the Vancouver Canucks 5-1 win. I want to say that there are three things that stand out to me right off the bat. Firstly, you've got depth. You got Nils Hoglander, who got called back up today and who re-signed a contract. So good on him for inking the pen to paper and getting some more security for his Vancouver Canucks career. He comes into this game, and guess what? The guy gets 2 assists. He looks so good. And I'll admit, Nils Hoglander may not be like the most important, biggest, baddest, flashiest player on the Vancouver Canucks, but what he does in the bottom six just facilitates play so well. He makes the right plays, he makes the right reads, and combined with the rest of this bottom six, Sam Lafferty, big game, he gets a goal. Dakota Joshua, big game, big shift, he gets a goal. Teddy Blueger, shorthanded goal. And he has a fight at the end there too. Depth is coming out here on the Vancouver Canucks, and it is glorious. You could have Elias Pettersson, who admittedly played pretty okay despite the Tye Kartye goal, not show up on the score sheet. You could have Miller not show up on the score sheet. But you're getting carried by guys in the bottom of your lineup against a Seattle team that really forced the Canucks to bend but not break. Thatcher Demko had his moments, especially in the beginning of the second period. He looked fantastic there. The Canucks just overall in general had a great start. First period, you saw all the penalties that they took, which of course is not ideal. You don't want to see Nils Hoglander going for holding. You don't want to see JT Miller going. You don't want to see Tyler Myers high-sticking both Eberle and Miller on the same high stick. Like, so many penalties. 4-minute double minor for Myers. The Kraken are not able to capitalize, and you can say, oh, it's because the Kraken were not great tonight. It's because the Kraken have been struggling this season and they just haven't gotten their mojo down. Okay, that's very fair to say. But for the Vancouver Canucks to respond to that and to combat, just take away the momentum from these, 4 minor penalty situations? There was a double minor in there. There was the Hoglander penalty. There was the Miller penalty. Bunch of minors in the first period, and Vancouver comes out on top with the shorthanded goal scored by Teddy Blueger. Now, that came on, I believe it was the first power play that Seattle had. Dakota Joshua had a shorthanded breakaway as well, stopped by Joey Daccord. And Teddy Blueger, just a few seconds later, steals the puck in the neutral zone, comes right in, gets it by. Fantastic dangle there to make it 1-0 Vancouver. Second period comes along. This is when the Kraken start to battle back. They have their shots, they have their opportunities, but it's Thatcher the Snatcher Demko that's going out there making the saves. He's keeping his team in it. This is what a good, healthy goaltender can provide you when he is on top of his game. And for Demko, you could say the past few games have been kind of hit or miss. Like, there have been some performances where he comes away with the win, but he still doesn't look the best, and some goals where it's like, okay, you could have had that, but this game, nah, no doubt in this one. Thatcher Demko looks so good at the start of the second period, and the Vancouver Canucks, for the most part, are trying to hang on. That's a loud truck that just breezed by. I don't know if you heard that, but I certainly did, and that kind of caught me off guard. But second period, you have yourselves what is Dakota Joshua's beastly shift that puts the Canucks up 2-0. The Canucks, after getting hemmed into their own zone for a little bit, they have their guys out there for a while, end up giving it to Dakota Joshua. He comes into the offensive zone, and he realizes that nobody else on his line is still there. He's the only one that's out there in the O-zone. So what does he do? Instead of dumping it down and going on a change himself, he goes behind the net He stops up, he kind of positions himself on the boards, he protects the puck in between his legs, and he waits for backup. He waits for the Garland-Nils Hoglander pairing to come back out on the ice, and eventually it gets thrown out in front. There's a big scramble. Garland tosses it towards the goal. It bounces off of Daccord's pads, and Dakota Joshua is there to put in the rebound. 2-0 Vancouver. Beautiful goal. Mwah! Chef's kiss. What an effort by Dakota Joshua. By the way, I have had him on my fantasy team the past few weeks. I know y'all hate it whenever I talk about fantasy, but it's so, important to me because it's, bragging rights amongst all the other hockey YouTubers on here. But, Dakota Joshua has been a beast. So many hits, so many blocks. In this game, he scored a goal. He has been great. Even if he hasn't scored, as many goals in the past few games. He had, one goal in the past 18 games before tonight. He's still been fine. He's still been a beast. And the goal, as I said, chef's kiss, cherry on top. He makes it 2-0 for Vancouver, but the Canucks in their own zone end up double clutching a little bit. It's a poorly played Ilya Mikheyev pass where Elias Pettersson is not able to grasp it properly, and as a result, it's Tye Kartye who brings the Seattle Kraken within 1. Not the most ideal goal. Of course, you want Elias Pettersson to be able to take that pass cleanly. You could debate that the pass might not have even been the proper pass to make. But as they were saying on Sportsnet 650, I had to listen because, I'm driving out here, not at home watching the game. They were saying that the play that they tried to make to get the pass up there was more so of a normal, standardized play that good teams normally make. And for the most part, I'd like to agree with that. The pass up the boards into, the face-off circle territory, you want to see the players be able to catch it. And normally, good players, good teams, good systems, they find a way to get it done. So you could blame Mikheyev for the pass. You could blame Pettersson for the fumble. I think the fault's more so on Pettersson. Not going to lie. Sorry, Petey. You had a great game otherwise, but that individual play cost the Seattle Kraken, or it cost the Canucks, the 2-goal lead heading into the third period. Now, the third period is where things kind of fall apart because I was waiting in line, playing volleyball, trying to talk to some of my friends, and I was having, I had the game on my phone, had to just kind of balance a whole bunch of things. Didn't really pay too much attention, but I did see the good moments when they did pop up. Vancouver ends up winning this game 5-1, so they score 3 in the third. You have the first goal scored by Sam Lafferty. It's a face-off won by Elias Pettersson, where Ilya Mikheyev comes in, he swoops down, passes the puck back to Hughes. Hughes goes across to Hronek. Hronek drives the shot forward, and it's tipped off of Lafferty and in. Make it 3-1 Vancouver. Great goal. I was saying to my friends just minutes before that goal went in, I was like, this game's a little bit too tight. The Canucks need to open it up a bit more, get on the board, just toss some goals or toss some pucks onto the goal and see what happens. And that's exactly what they do. Filip Hronek, there you go. Unleashing bombs. Quinn Hughes going out there with yet another assist. By the way, the Quinn Hughes #1 points in the NHL thing is long gone because Nikita Kucherov, I don't know if y'all saw, Nikita Kucherov had 6 gosh darn points today against the Carolina Hurricanes, 2 goals and 4 assists. So that guy's #1 in the league by a mile now. He's all the way up there. So Hughes, sorry buddy, you're no longer #1 in the NHL for total points. You're still #1 for defenseman points, I think. I don't know if Cale Makar has something to say about it. That guy always seems to have something to do to rebuttal against Quinn Hughes. But either way, Quinn to Hronek, the shot, Lafferty the tip. Beautiful. Make it 3-1. Give it a few minutes, and it's Nils Hoglander who makes it 4-1, assisted by Nils Hoglander. So there you go. Hoglander just comes right down the right wing. He takes a shot. It goes in. I believe it was far side, but it is 4-1, and then on the power play later on, the Canucks make it 5-1. Beautiful play. Cross crease. It's Ilya Mikheyev from Connor Garland and Tyler Myers. Just a fantastic showcase of movement from the second power play unit. So that is what you want to see. A lot of depth in this game. Pettersson, 0 points. Besser, 0 points. Miller, 0 points. Hughes, 1 point. All the goals came from everybody else. Dakota Joshua, Lafferty, Hoglander, Teddy Blueger. Nice to see these guys getting on the board and getting their props, especially for Nils Hoglander. Big congratulations to you, buddy, for getting the contract. So, we didn't even talk about the disallowed goal. Right, the Kraken on that power play, the shorthanded goal. They had a goal taken away from them because it was offside. Matty Beniers had a really great look, and he beats Thatcher Demko on the far side. But, the goal does not stand. It is still a 1-0 game at the end of the first period. No Matty Beniers power play goal there. But, the Vancouver Canucks, they finally beat the Kraken. They're always losing to this team. And for the first time in forever, it feels like, they finally get a dub against their I-5 rivals. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about the Vancouver Canucks beating Seattle 5-1. I hope you enjoyed this video. There's a plane out there. Yeah, I know you could hear it. And bye.